Hello, let's continue on within part number 6 of this trading exercise. A long one, but I like it. It's fun for me. And if you're enjoying this, learning from this, excellent. All right, so we have it set right now, the portfolio at about 12,600 almost. And we're coming off a spot where Bitcoin went up to on the 73.72. Now it went down in the next one to 71.48. See, in Litecoin having a good gain of about 20%. Litecoin having a small gain as well, near 10. This one in here going down, which is the GRS, but really hanging in there, only down about 3%. Extra bytes going down even further, 224. And OK Cash having a serious fall itself. So we're going to get some ratio trades. We're going to see GRS XBY being bought for that of those upper coins in Litecoin and GRS most likely. As we can see in here, looks like only one real trade to go through, which is GRS OK actually. Portfolio 13,711. So move from 333 to 202, that means OK Cash is winning on that side. And we also got 35% here too as well, GRS and XBY as well. And that would be a spot where you would be well, this is a perfect example here. Let's just I'm gonna use just some extra space in here just to write what we're gonna do, because in this one you are selling, actually no, they're both the same rather. We're both selling XBY and OK. What I'm gonna do at some point, if I don't do it during the completion of this, I'll do it in example form at the end in one of the later parts. Where if, say for example, there's a situation where you're selling one and buying the other. Just do like a math exercise, but I'm not going to do it until later. Alright, so anyway, let's go to these two codes. They're both found in the others. So the OK, GRS and XBY, 5211 down to 38. And we accumulated a whole bunch of them in here. Almost all of them that we own. We got 57, we're up to 60,000. That's just a sick gain. So maybe get rid of like 15,000 of them. I mean, we're playing much higher stakes now after that big trade. And we will have 38.51. So about 387. And the GRS OK going from 333 to 220, owning 6,000 of them now. We started with 1491. So at 6,000, we could probably sell a good couple thousand close to. We got 1915 last time, so let's go 1850 here. And we'll get a little less than half of that number with the 2-to-1 ratio, 2.1 to 1 ratio, so 875 we'll say. And that clears things up pretty well. Portfolio in here. You can see the highest one is GRS and OK Cash. So if they have a big rally coming in, you might want to sell some for US dollar. Bitcoin's at 2,500. So you could buy some of the cheaper ones. You could buy Bitcoin Cash. You could buy extra bytes with it if you so desired as well. But for now, we're going to wait and see what happens. And let's go on to the next day. Bitcoin prices fall to 65. We see Litecoin barely going up. We see Bitcoin Cash doubling and a bit more from 0.09 to 0.2. So there's going to be a lot of huge trades there. Well, GRS has a small fall from 97 to 83. XBY with a moderate gain up from 252 to 265. And a very good gain for OK Cash, 4,600 to 69.51. So Bitcoin's going down. Your portfolio most certainly is going to go up now. Portfolio is 13.7 coming in. Let's paste her through because we got good Bitcoin Cash total that you've been. Now we got 15.8, so you'd gain like 2,100 almost. As far as some moves here, look at these moves in here. This is just phenomenal stuff. that's going on. A 3x move on Bitcoin Cash and GRS. As far as the value of them, let's just take a look. Bitcoin Cash is 44,000. Definitely something you could profit take from. As I mentioned, OK Cash, probably going to want to sell some of it against the dollar. And maybe some on Bitcoin Cash as well. But first, let's do the ratio trades, with GRS and Bitcoin Cash being the first one, the biggest one. Seeing the ratio go up from 840 to 21. Last time we sold a half of Bitcoin Cash to get 420. We still got 1.3 left. So let's maybe go 0.65 and see what that would do for us, because that's a good chunk, but it still leaves us with a 0.7 back, which is very good. And what we'll do is we'll multiply that by the price of 25 and see that we're going to get, like, say, 1620 we'll go with. And we'll put 24.92 in. Now we'll go up next. We will look at the XBY cross, which is 166% against Bitcoin Cash. So we went from 29 to 78. Our last trades, we've done 2 trades in a row selling BCH. We've only got 0.37 left, but we could definitely do close to half. We'll do like 0.19. So equals that. Multiply the new price of 78 would get us about 14,750 and 7,631 in here. And one way of looking at it too, now BH, we can see at 1%, that would have been the rate, 0.82% there. So there's another way of looking at that as well. A bit better than double against Litecoin. Owning 0.32, so maybe go 15 or so. And go this, multiply this. This will be about 3 1/3, a bit more. A bit less, 3.32. Close. And that trade is in now. And we'll put last trade at 22. Wow, it went that high. I mean, obviously I know the play would be to sell everything. And let's put this in a negative. Next one. We got a 77 here, which is GRS and OK. That is OK Cash gaining on it. So let's find it's right in here. 211 down to 119, owning 4,200 of the OK. So let's maybe go 1,500 of them. Even 1,400 because it's not quite double. And 119 is the ratio. So we get about 1,160, we'll call it 121. Still some more. We got 70% on the OK XBY. So we see it go from 15 to 26. That's XBY winning again. And we own 1,300 of these things. We sold 1,100 last time. So let's maybe go 620 maybe. Multiply it by the 26 or so ratio. And we would get 1,600, we'll say. And then the rate that I put on that, 1%. So this is higher than the rate should be, but that's great. Sometimes you get a worse trade, and then you're going to have withdrawal fees along the way as well. 55% for Litecoin and GRS, seeing it go from 73 up to 113. So that's selling Litecoin. We have 13.3, 4.5 last time. So, let's go 4 here. Not as big of a trade, but 4 is a good number. We'll end up getting about 400 and a half, 450 or so. 450, we'll go 450 for our troubles. And we have a 43%er on Bitcoin Cash and OK. Let's figure fix that one up. And we own 1,400, so maybe go like 400 of them. Multiply it, or divide it by rather. the 29 or close to 3,000, which would be okay, ratio is going up, so I should be selling BCH for okay. You never want to do the opposite trade or else you're going to be losing. Okay, so you don't 0.93 or to move like this. Let's sell like another quarter. So a quarter of 3,000, 15, 750. Let's go like 733 or 736. Close enough. Okay, we got 40%. This will be the last one. Litecoin against OK with OK winning. And owning 764. Maybe you go 300 or 295. Not that greatest of a move. So let's do 295. And let's do this number divided by this, which would be the wrong one to do. This number divided by that. So it's obviously over 2. 2.2. We'll do that. Okay, so that'd be all the trades that we make on the ratio. Question is do we want to trade anything against the dollar? We got gross coin at 3,700, which we just accumulated from that. Bitcoin Cash at 23.74 and OK Cash at 27.95. So that's 45 cents. Let's make a trade on, because Bitcoin Cash is only 23. Let's trade about like $400 worth of OK Cash off the market. The US dollar value is 45 cents. So therefore 1,000 of them would be 450. So OK Cash, and the price again is 0.454. And if we sell, we'll do that. Does this bring this up to 780? It does. And now we have to take 900 OK Cash off the board. So here we own 469. We're probably going to take it off against GRS. 469 there. So here we have 2,100 here. That's pretty big. 683 here. So we'd probably take it off of half and half. So I'm going to go minus 450 here. We already did 3. That's GRS. Or 28 here. We got okay, and then the Bitcoin Cash is 21. So we did 900, so I can go minus 450 here, and then on this one here, I'm going to also do another minus 450, and on this in here. Going here, and I'm going to put in minus 900 that way. So they go off my board. Portfolio at $15,700 at this stage. We can move on to the next day. With the prices are going to go way up against Bitcoin because we see 65 to 76. So that's a gain of close to 20. What else do we have? We have Litecoin going down from 93 to 87. Bitcoin Cash going down from almost 21 to over 15. GRS continuing its decline to 82 to 58. We have extra bytes going down more, 265 to 233, and OK Cash going down small. So maybe you're like, you know what, XBY at 233, should we be buying some of that? That's pretty cheap. After all, we have a bit of Bitcoin to buy with, and Bitcoin went up too, so it's worth more. We can see here for trades, we got GRS and XBY, and it's going to be buying XB. Actually, it's buying GRS, apparently. XBY at 233. Because it went lower. That's because GRS went down big. And we can see in here that the last trade was 15,000 off the board. Now here's an interesting situation. If, say for example, that I was planning on buying more XBY, because we can see at this spot that XBY would be down 58% at this point. So that would be the one thing to look to buying. Now Litecoin might be another you'd look to buy as well. So it's probably something we're going to do this turn. But for now, we're going to start it off within the trade here. And that is selling, we'll say, we'll go 13,000 XBY. Now, technically speaking, it's probably not going to work out this way. I'm just going to write it in. This is where you write it down on a piece of paper or in a spreadsheet separately and figure out what you're going to buy and sell within it. Because another thing you do is buy XBY with Bitcoin in this example. But for now, the amount of GRS that we're going to get on a $13,000 move, let's divide that by about close to 25, and we'll go 518. Next up, we got a small trade here, Litecoin and GRS. It's almost like a minimum trade number over the 30 number. And we own 9.3 Litecoin, so maybe go like 3. It's a relatively aggressive, I think, but it's still going to get us good long-term profits. So we'll take this. No, well, that's like 500. So we'll go 498. Once that's not even close. We need. Oh, 450 would be the number. Yeah, so 448. That's better. 149.33. So here we have it set on this. Everything's in play. Our portfolio would be 15,000. XBY holdings 2,200. Litecoin holdings 1,796. So if there's anything you want to buy more than anything because of that, maybe it would be a little bit of Litecoin. So maybe you'll buy a bit of both. So first off, let's buy $300 worth of Litecoin. And amongst it, $300 worth, how many Bitcoin would that be? Well, if the price of the US of Bitcoin is 76.75, well, then you would, okay, never mind, that's too complicated. I'm just going to do $300 worth of this is 300 divided by this is 4. We'll just say we buy 4.5. So I'm going to go on here and go 4.5, which would be buying with Bitcoin. It's interesting though, Bitcoin just went up though, didn't it? Something you probably should have done a previous turn. Or 872, no, it went down. Either way, I'm just going to buy it. So I'm going to buy 4.5, but I'm going to buy it with Bitcoin. So equals this star 4.5 would cost me about this much amount of Bitcoin. Now, $400 worth of XBY at 1.79 cents. Well, if I go 400 divided by this number, I'd be looking at buying 22,000 of them. How many did we trade last time? We traded against OK. Or, yeah, right on the right-hand side. Nope, it wasn't that one. Which, is it this one here? No, is it this one here? I thought it was OKGRS. Or no, excuse me, XBYGRS. Yeah, sold 13,000 of them. So therefore, 13,000 would cost $232. So I would be buying that plus a bit more. So I technically wouldn't sell it. It's just instead of buying what I would, which would be like, say, we'll go 20,000 of them. I'd buy 20,000 of them. And then I would end up, well, technically I'd buy 7,000 because and then with the other amount, I would buy 518 kind of deal. That's how that transaction would work out. So then let's go in here and put in 20,000 more on this. Let's figure out how much 20,000 would cost in Bitcoin. Let's go this number plus that and just make it a little bit higher. So 0.086. I would go like that. So we'll just eliminate all this scribbly work. And all of these trades seem fine as is. Move on to the next day. And actually, I got to add where I'd put those coins. That's one thing I need to do as well. So we had added, say, a 4.5 Litecoin. Where do we want to put the Litecoin? Well, we got 10 here. That's pretty much lower. 3, 6, 7. So why don't we put, like, say 3.5 of them here, and put the other one, that's pretty big at 10. Let's put it up against well, let's get this one up a half and the other one to the left up a half. So that's there, and the other one, the 20,000 XBY, where do we want to put those? Well, in this one here, XBY, we have 32, 49. So we're going to throw this OK one out. We don't need to add it there. 32 right now is the lowest. Bitcoin Cash, we have 29, about the same. And here against Litecoin, 11. So that's where it really needs a lot of the help. So that's got 11, that's at like 29. So let's give this 10,000. Let's give it 12,000 even. And that leaves 8,000 to go through. So we'll give this one at 29, 4,000 of them. And then the one against the GRS, 4,000 as well. Okay, so the portfolio at 15,000, doing pretty good. Bitcoin at 2, Litecoin at 2, 2, 34, 25. All good. Next day. Okay, so we're coming off the 76 price, so we're moving on to 8,000. Bitcoin price is barely higher. Litecoin barely down. Bitcoin Cash barely down. 73.41 for this. That's a decent gain over 58 on the gross. So gross with a decent gain. Hey, extra bytes even cheaper, down 10%, but not much overall. At 52.73. So not much for major volatility here. Let's put this in. And there's a couple moves here. Litecoin XBY going up from 29 to 41. So we own almost 7 Litecoin here. We lost 1.4 last time, so let's go 1.4 again. We have enough of it. Let's do this, multiply the 4, and we'll probably end up getting about high 5, high 5,000, which is 57. We'll do 57 even. And we also have a 38% move here, GRS and XBY. This is more a GRS buying because, of course, the XBY decline. And GRS, of course, having an up move. We own 1,400 of them here. We gained 500 and 387 in the last 2 transactions. So we can easily maybe go like 400, maybe 420, 4.25. And we'll do this, multiply the 3479. Would be 14,500, we'll say, 3412. That's even pretty low. Still bad, but I'll take it. So what's like 1.5%? But sometimes that'll happen in real life. Sometimes it'll work to your advantage too, though. Meaning you're trying to get a ratio. Say here, for example, say I'm trying to get a ratio of 1676 and I get 1610. I mean, that happens to me a lot too. Maybe not 1610. My vault, I'll be at like 1660 or something. But with that being said, a 32% move, just a small one, on Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. As in this case, the market was going down. Let's do a total of, we got 3.31 and 1 the before. Got our holdings up to 7. And I'd probably want to go like just like 1.5, just get part of 20% of what I own-ish or so. And that works out well. So actually I don't even need to do this. This is just, ratio is 16. Actually I do need to do it. So I would get about not under 0.12, so 0.116 or so. That's not even close. Okay, let me just do it the right way. Let's go this number divided by this, 0.089. And there we have it as far as our portfolio is concerned. 16,572. Some of the trades, we sold GRS at 46.7. Where's it at now? 59. Well, could have got better price, I guess. Sold OK Cash at 45. Where's it at now? It's at 42, so really pretty much at its same value. Let's go to the next day. Bitcoin prices, in this case, going up from 81 to 87. That's a gain of about 7 to 8%. Litecoin prices going up close to 20, as is the case with Bitcoin Cash, having a decent gain as well. Okay, gain here. Everything's going up, it looks. Actually, this one's going down, 73 to 65, so more GRS buying will come into play. XBY getting it back what it lost before with another 10% move, this time in the opposite direction, and a decline on GRS or OK Cash down to 46. So that should open up a few trades. Nothing too major, but something. We have a 60% one on Litecoin and OK Cash, with Litecoin gaining. This is at least the second in a row that we'd be selling on this. Third. So now we have Litecoin Cash. Okay, we have for here. We have, no, this is after 2 OK Cashes, so this is a buyback almost if you look at it. But for how I see it as, if I got 10 Litecoin and I'm looking to sell on this move, I'd probably want to sell over 20%. So I could probably just, again, do something like, I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to just sell out that and then end up getting a much better play on it. We just see wrong math. I think I should be getting about ratio went up to 216. That means I get like well, 216, it's not 1,000, it's not 100, is it? If I'm selling 2.182 into 216, I've been doing too many of these videos today, I think. It would be about 100, which doesn't make sense. Why would I sell 295 for 218? Obviously, I'm going to get more than that back. Because the market went down for, no. Let me just pause the tape and figure this out. And yeah, it's 216, multiply that number. This is my last video recording for today. I'm going to do the next one on, well, for recording date, Sunday the 10th of November. I am burnt out for today. It's been fun though. It's been fun. So this will be the last trade of the video. And we're at the 31-minute mark, so this is how I've been making it. There we go. That makes sense. And we have a 30%er here too. Okay, XBY, which is 26 down to 20, which is XBY gaining on it. Just an okay small trade, and owning almost 50,000, so definitely around 10 minimum. So maybe even like 12 or 14,000. And with a ratio of 20, that's about 700, but I'm definitely going to use my calculator here. And that's that for that. As far as the portfolio now, 18,190. If you just held one Bitcoin, well, you'd have 8718. That's better than doubling in dollar terms our value against Bitcoin, which is pretty darn near cool. And this is, of course, when you would have seen Bitcoin prices going phenomenal towards the upside. Now, with the OK Cash loss down to 40 cents, now we could buy it back at a small profit, but it's not even close. I wouldn't want to buy this back until under 20. And this one till under 20. And with GRS at 56, it's not time yet to do any of that. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.